Hi, welcome. Come on in. Have a seat for some symbolic support in the story. We're going to tune into the afterlife here. Here's the Inkblot that will inspire our session. If you want to take a screenshot, here we go. So you can scry on your own time and terms for shapes or symbols that speak. Thank you for holding space for me to share my insights. I'm going to dig in here and put on the spirit box. And hopefully we'll be able to hear it. All right, let's go. I feel like I'm being invited in, and I'm going to follow that. I'm going to follow it. I'm a little discerning, I'm not going to lie, so I don't know if the spirit is like, I want to step forward, but I'm not 100% sure how this is going to go. I just heard there's some sort of control.
Where are you?
Yeah, Canada, where are you? There's an unknown, but a willingness to step forward.
What happened to me? Taurus.
Okay, that could be a Taurus, which is interesting because it is big and bold of an ink blot. Seeing very strong arms down here, like exaggerated muscles. Like, you know, if you were to see like a skinny person, but they have like these big, huge arms. There might even be like a superhero character like that. The spirit may have a super strength or has been building strength along that lines, or maybe was very, very strong in their current or last incarnation. But I'm seeing like this coming together here, like I'm right in the middle of the ink blot. And it's almost like, it could be like sparrows, little birds, maybe even juncos. I don't think that's the point. They're just little birds, so like little messages. And it's like I'm just peering through. I'm seeing like a cross, but it's a really long cross. This might even just be a connection. Not necessarily religious, but just a connection of consciousness. Thank you, a connection of consciousness. I feel like I'm trying to connect to somebody. Could be my child. That's still existing. Could be my child.
Worried.
Okay, there could be some worry around. I'm trying to consciously connect to my child.
False.
Maybe not.
What brought you here?
Because I'm inside.
How do you feel?
I'm inside of something. I'm inside. I could be inside of the person I'm trying to connect with, but they're surrounded by, the closest I could say is like a mountain of grief or perhaps worry. And there might be, and it's covering me. And this conscious connection I'm trying to connect with, but this mountain. And then there's like a super strength.
Library.
Here. I don't know if that's too loud. I'm just going to tweak it down 2 shakes. But then there's like a super strength that's holding up this entire mountain. And I'm in this mountain of something. And it's
married.
Okay, so it is spouse. Thank you. I wasn't sure if it was child or spouse. It was somebody I cared about so deeply. So deeply. Oh, okay. Yep, thank you. I see people making out. You know, like, is it Mount Rushmore? There's faces carved in the side of the mountain. And I know there's like a weird story about it. Yeah, there's a weird story about it. But that's how I'm seeing this couple kiss. Maybe there is a frame in some sort of death. A lot of signs are coming through Taurus and Aquarius, and perhaps just that's the energy, like Taurus being this mountain of worry, and Aquarius is the way I'm gonna wander into it to see if I can get in deeper is the fluidity of this water. Okay, so now I'm in like a gold digging show, but they're up in the mountains, like they're secluded somewhere, and to get things there is a little tougher. Like they have to get things helicoptered in. But I'm seeing all this rushing water amidst this mountain.
Goodbye.
Okay, goodbye. Thank you. All right, I'm going to keep digging in here and see if another spirit steps forward. I think it was just an acknowledgement that I'm trying. So if anyone has lost a spouse,
Higher.
yeah, they just want to let you know they're trying to connect with you. And both of you have like a super strength, but you're
Who
contending
is
with
he?
some stuff right now. Okay, so now I'm in like Google Earth, and I'm seeing the top of a landscape, like terrain. Is it water? Waves? Am I seeing waves? Or like the top of snow-capped mountains, like I'm skiing or something, or someplace where, remember when I was talking about like the gold, was it the Gold Rush show, or I don't know, some sort of show about gold, or I can't remember, it's not the point. Okay, so maybe I'm still in there. I'm going to travel in there. There's a cavern. It's almost like I'm seeing how do I say that? Something about like, I think it's India.
Sure.
There's some sort of elephant, mammoth. Okay, so India might have been the trigger because it's a decorated elephant or mammoth, and it's decorated like I'm seeing an Indian wedding, so it's very ornate and it's just very lavish. But I'm seeing it as like an archaeological dig, and I come across this. Am I from a different time frame? Am I in a different time frame? I might be in a different time frame. That was a journey to say that. I think I might be. Like, they're sleeping. These elephant mammoths are sleeping. Somebody might be buried somewhere in a mountain. And it feels, I want to say, like, where, I guess it would depend on the time of year, but I'm not even sure what time frame I'm in, so that's fine. What a wonderful journey we're here together. Hopefully you're finding this, in some way, shape, or form relaxing to wander with me. Feel free to close the eyes and just travel. I'm going to flip it to win it here and see if anything else stands out in this time frame. Something BC, I just heard. Something BC. There's an offering being made. Lauren is stepping forward or coming
Pitch and
through.
ba.
Okay, pitch and paw. There's an offering being made. I'm seeing somebody almost like an Eskimo. So maybe I'm in like Alaska or Antarctica. I don't know. I apologize. My geography and time frames are ridiculously not linear. Yeah. There is, from this indigenous or Eskimo, they are, thank you, that it is a knife. They are, there we are. So they're right here. And I think this might be like a seal or something. But they are speaking a wisdom, it's almost like when I talk to this animal spirit, or, no, yeah, and an orb will come out of my mouth.
I can't.
What can't you do, love? I think it's a seal, but it might be something else, or an eel, some sort of electricity. And when this person in spirit communicates to this seal, some sort of water, land and water creature, they it's like they take the orb, and wherever they move and travel to, oh, it's almost like a bird, right? Like they'll pick a seed and then just drop it randomly, and this animal does it. It makes me also remind me of like the crow with seers or sages, and they would send messages. There's something about messages, but it's in like a seal or something. Okay, this is drawing me into like psychopomp land, where I'm seeing a very calm Grim Reaper, and I'm greatly misunderstood. Like I'm perceived as a Grim Reaper, and instead of taking souls, I'm actually stepping forward to give them the light, that orb, to move towards. Something else just stepped forward. What is this?
Hell.
Like, it's deep. I'm like, way down. I was just drawn like way down in here. Like I traveled all the way down. Hell being symbolic, depending on your beliefs. But I'm gonna wander down there if you don't mind. I'm kind of curious. Isn't that interesting? It's like I'm seeing two Grim Reapers, one of the light and one of the dark. There's always a balance. You choose. You choose by your beliefs. You choose by your beliefs which Reaper steps forward. This one I'm meeting like the Scream character from that movie, Scream.
How old are you?
Okay, so this is exactly what I'm seeing. Releasing the words for a moment of the card, it's this hooded creature. And let's see if I can do this. So there's like the Scream face. I understand the coloring's not the point. And like its cape is open. And then here is the light one. And there's like the hooded face. Authentically, what you believe in is what you meet, I'm hearing. But there's light all around this. Calmness. I'm seeing a black cat, or some sort of cat anyway, but it is a black cat. I can admit that. And a little worm.
Where am I?
You're in Canada, love. A little worm that has shades on, like it was goggles, like underwater. What's on the bottom here? Vampire, emotional intelligence. Mummy change, graveyard, and new dawn. Okay, so somebody might be crossing over or considering crossing over from this hellish space if you're here with me. And I'm almost as if I'm deciding to choose which Grim Reaper I'm going to meet. Or I, to be honest, I feel like I've met them both.
3.
There's a third one potentially as well, naturally. There's an in-between. There's a balance of both. If not, the two of them make the third, which is the one. You're actually meeting one, which is of the both. How it's expressed is up to you and your belief systems. Okay, so we have here mummy, which is the change. I'm looking to change.
Possessed.
I'm looking to change. Crossover, or I've worked with one aspect of the Reaper to the other. And the Reaper is just symbolic, of course. My body is resting in peace. This is about my spirit. Soul. This is about my soul. My soul being at rest. I have unnecessary fear, but fear nonetheless. Dawn, the light after the darkness. I'm going to go through, I hear. I'm going to go through. But I might be worried about my beliefs. There might be also a movie.
Clock.
Maybe time. Something about peace. Are we moving, crossing over? The Emperor, son of the morning. The dawn, the light. Yes, you are. The spirit wants to cross over, but so strong. Like almost my beliefs might be my best and worst enemy. My best friend and worst enemy. And I'm not sure that I met my beliefs or did them well. Some sort of like, excuse me, judgment going on. Because I'm a little bit, oh my goodness, I'm a little bit bandaged. I'm a little bit mummified by my beliefs. I'm wrapped in them. And it's, though they served so well when I was living, I'm not sure how they serve here. And I'm worried. But it's unnecessary. Son of the morning, the Emperor. This is a male. Okay, how can we move through this? The High Priestess, the Princess of the Silver Star. The Queen of Cups.
How are you?
And the Lord of Material Gain, Nine of Pentacles. Ten of Wands in the reverse. Okay. Are my beliefs a burden here? No. It's almost like I want some sort of surety.
Liar.
Were they lies? I don't know. I don't know. But I was so confident while I was alive. And suddenly I have another perspective that I'm not sure I would have received when I was alive. I've gained so much strength here while I've moved on. And some of that strength may have challenged my beliefs. Oops, okay. All right, how can we help the spirit symbol? Okay. Compassion. There's that bull as well, like the Taurian. It might be a Taurus. I feel like the spirit might be beating up on their beliefs. And I don't like beating themselves up over some sort of beliefs. And maybe they're trying to extend an apology, or no, that's not the right word at all. An appreciation. Maybe when they were alive, they didn't hold a particular belief system that was, open, or maybe a mindset to hear other ways of
Closer.
Okay, of being. And when they were passing, thank you. When they were passing, when they were passing, they were met by these reapers of
Energy.
swords, which is energy,
Angel.
angels, spirit guides, this, that, or the other. Okay. And now it's like extending through, I was like, almost like a bull in my own way. This person passed quite some time ago. I'm hearing like maybe a decade, give or take a decade, maybe 9 years, 9 to 11 years. They might have they might have, even if they themselves aren't a Taurian, they might have a son that's a Taurus. Okay. And now they're like extending an understanding from the beyond. This isn't about crossing over. They crossed over.
Follow me.
They crossed over. I'm following. Keep going. Keep going. They also have a wife.
Me.
Possibly a daughter, but I'm not getting the sense like of a direct other. Could just be okay, so this is what it is. It's like somebody when they were incarnate maybe had a different belief system or way of life. And they didn't understand it or believe it when they were incarnate. Okay, maybe a belief blocked it, or they're just, I didn't have the ability to understand it. Maybe I just simply didn't have an interest in it. That's okay. It's fine. And now I'm stepping forward to say, I get it. I have learned through my spiritual strength, through traveling mountains and timelines and this, that, and the other. I understand these belief systems coexist. They're both beings. And I don't even mean both in that there's only two, right? It's suddenly I'm seeing like the base of they might have passed from a stroke or something along that lines, that maybe they had other ailments, but then there was like a final something or other. Okay, I'm seeing the base of a triangle with all these dots on it, and let's say all these dots are different belief systems, but they're linear, and so there's this religion, this belief, okay, but they connect to the one. So they're all one. And on the spectrum of this line, bottom line of this pyramid or of this triangle, for whatever reason it's coming through that way, for simplicity's sake, let's say one end of that line is, positive, one is negative, or one is light, one is dark. Apply whatever you'd like. And they come to the one. So no matter how many are along the lines, there's always 1, 2. They become the 3, which... Yes, there's a freedom being felt. A freedom being felt in this frequency. Okay, I apologize. Respect. It's coming through. No, we're going back there. There's a freedom in this frequency of feeling that. And it's just simply, maybe this is supportive for somebody else who has different belief systems from their friends and families, this, that, or the other, and saying it's, the restrictions to pull, not pull somebody in, but to almost like defend your belief or theirs. You don't need to diminish theirs to feed yours or to fuel yours, like food, like frequency food. And this spirit has that understanding. The spirit has that understanding. They might have had, like from the beginning when I was seeing that very long cross, and it's almost as if I didn't even have a belief in that. Maybe they were atheists. Okay, I'm going to close out here. Thank you for scrying with me and taking this journey with me through the astral and afterlife. I feel like this is a wonderful message if you've made it through with me, of just supporting your own journey. Yeah. There we go. And I'm going to close this out here. So the owl came out. Behold, sight, O ancient ones, for there is magic in the darkest of places if one dares to open their eyes. And is the lighting going to let that come through? That's fine. We don't need to worry about that. There's that dark and that light. The ancient ones bring me back to that woolly mammoth elephant thing. Ancient, just old. Some sort of maybe old ceremony was done, this, that, or the other. The banshee has also stepped through, and this brings me back into the unnecessary fear of perhaps a more intuitive, fluent, unknown nature, as we are literally here together communicating cryptically and creatively. It's not necessarily linear. It is through a spectrum, and we're willing to travel that to connect our own dots, to find the meaning, to resonate with the meaning. And the freedom remains intact for me, you, to feel that on a personal level versus conforming to a container of compliance. Does that make sense? Though we're both here together, the freedom is still intact for each of us to heed what we wish to heed. And this banshee, the wisdom here is, heed my warning, dear child, for what I hold is far from unsung lullabies. Swallow a nail and you can expect bleeding from within. It's unnecessary fear. I'm holding maybe a belief holds a fear, or that fear creates worry for another person, place, or thing, another parent or child, this, that, or the other. But spider comes in. What a wild web we weave. Dear child again. Dear child, a delicious mystery untamed. Owl. When I feel the banshee energy, it's almost as if my belief, or an old belief, and I don't know what it is, it's fine. And it could be in any context. It doesn't have to be in regards to religion or culture, this, that, or the other, or a tradition. But it's almost as if by having this belief, whatever it is, there's an underlying, if I wander away, there's fear. Like, don't wander away from the commune, or don't, leave the resort. There's fear. And I'm not saying that those aren't, it isn't true. But in this spiritual context, it's almost as like I'm being hindered to not maybe even move through spiritual growth or an interest in a realm that I don't know. And someone's like, but, that's, it could bring about this, that, or the other. And I see the baseline of the triangle again. But behold, sight, O ancient ones, there is magic of the darkest of places if one dares to open their eyes. And I know I'm not alone. Even through this space of, say, this group of people that believe the same thing and they implement it the same way, which is great. But there's also another way. There's an in-between. There's another way. I'd like to explore that other way. I don't want to have to defend my belief if it's light or dark. If it's misunderstood, it's misunderstood because it could be coming from a place of fear. And I understand that. I hold compassion for that. But it's also not mine. I can do a little bit of justice by sharing things along the way, little things I just heard, sharing little things along the way to help ease it. But I'm not trying to prove anything because I am weaving a web of my own wonder, of the mysteries. Somebody might be in like mystery school or something along that lines. And I'm not even talking necessarily like new age to this, that, or the other. So I don't know, it's just something else. It's hidden from me. I think it's in this mountain. Okay. I'm gonna let you guys go as I have rambled on for quite some time. Thank you for joining me. If you're want to donate, the links are below to help a gal grow. It's always appreciative. Thank you. And I do want to just state as we're closing out here, because I feel like I've gone through a lot of different forms, but I'm landing in the present moment, which is so beautiful, which is kind of like the whole wisdom about this whole journey and exploration through time and poles of all this kind of stuff, to come back to the present moment, past, present, or past, future, to the present moment being the top of that triangle, and how those in spirit are trying to help with that as we move around this whole spectrum of maybe it's perspective power, personal power, possibilities even. And everything is both light and dark depending on how we step forward. And we're something about your, like you're allowed to protect yourself. Heed any warnings legitimately that come up for you. Heed anything that it comes from a place of, intelligence and intuition that says, maybe this looks good, but no, that's okay. It's like I can see somebody going into, like, say, a yoga studio, and it's a yoga studio, but you're just not feeling the jive, as an example. Listen to that. It doesn't always have to make sense. Listen to your intuition and your intellect. Lest it be so we don't feel like we're moving from unnecessary fear. Lord of Material Gain did come out, so this is about gaining experience in the earthly realm, while we're also ethereal and also energy. And the spirits are coming back as we're closing out here. If you're familiar, I do ramble. Like those two birds, those possible chickadees that are coming through at the beginning here. It's getting closer and closer. This conscious connection is getting closer and closer. And I'm seeing that sword in a stone, and it's buried so deep you can't even see the sword above the stone anymore, because it's being hidden from some who are connecting in a different realm, in the esoteric realm, in the hidden realms, even occult realms. And maybe this is what it's about. Maybe you have interest in the occult, and that's very contrary or contrastual to other belief systems, but there might be complements in there. Just different language. And it's like I hear you want to talk different languages. Okay, I'm going to let you go. Thank you. And until next time, ask her a story. Bye.